Imagine if half the facts you learned in school were catchy stories that survived because they were entertaining, not because they were true. Here's the twist. Many of the most famous historical truths are simplified, misquoted, or flat out wrong. Today, on Lies and Legends, we peel back 5 of the biggest historical myths still shaping how we see the past and why they stuck. Ready to count the lies? 1. People in the Middle Ages thought Earth was flat. The fiction: brave explorers risked sailing off the edge because everyone believed in a flat world. The reality: educated Europeans had known Earth was round since ancient Greece. Medieval scholars taught a spherical Earth at universities. Sailors used the curve of the horizon every day. Where did the lie come from? A 19th century culture war between writers who wanted to paint the Middle Ages as anti-science. The story was neat and dramatic, so it spread. The lesson: if a tale flatters the present by mocking the past, be careful. 2. The pyramids were built by slaves. The fiction: an endless chain of whipped laborers dragged stones under the sun. The reality: archaeological digs at Giza uncovered workers' villages, bread ovens, cattle bones, payroll marks, and tombs for builders, signs of organized, fed, and often honored crews. Yes, Egypt had slavery. But the Great Pyramid shows evidence of skilled, rotating labor with rations and medical care. Where did the lie come from? Later retellings, biblical influence, and Hollywood scenes that needed a villain. The truth is more human and more impressive. 3. Vikings wore horned helmets. The fiction: fierce raiders charging the shore with big horns curving from their heads. The reality: no combat helmet from the Viking Age has horns. The look comes from 1800s opera costumes and romantic art. Real helmets were practical, often simple iron caps or nose guards. So why did the lie win? It's visually unforgettable. One drawing could sell 1,000 books and posters. We trusted the image more than the evidence. 4. Columbus proved the world was round. The fiction: everyone mocked Columbus until he sailed into the unknown and showed the world its shape. The reality: scholars already knew Earth was round. The argument was the size. Columbus gambled the distance to Asia was much shorter than it is. He was wrong about the math, but lucky a continent was in the way. The lie survived because it gave a single hero credit for defeating ignorance, a tidy moral with a simple face. Real history is rarely that tidy. 5. Napoleon was extremely short. The fiction: a tiny general with a big ego. The reality: by French measurements of his time, Napoleon was about average male height. Confusion over French inches versus English inches, plus British cartoons, turned him into a punchline. Why it stuck: jokes travel faster than footnotes. Once a caricature becomes the meme of its day, it can outlive the facts by centuries. Why do these lies spread? Because simple beats complex. A sharp image beats a dusty document. A hero versus villain tale beats a network of causes. Textbooks once valued clean narratives over messy truth. Pop culture then amplified them. And when a myth flatters our identity, we are smarter than the ancients, it locks in. Mid-video challenge. Join in. Comment with one fact you were taught that later turned out to be wrong. What replaced it? Your example might make it into a future episode. And if you want more myth-busting explained in plain English, hit subscribe to Lies and Legends so you never miss the next reveal. The deeper pattern, the real count of lies. It isn't 5, it's dozens, maybe hundreds, because each era edits the past to suit its needs. 3 more quick shocks. The Dark Ages weren't pure darkness. Monasteries copied texts, metalworking advanced, universities were born, water wheels and eyeglasses spread. Dark mostly describes later bias and the loss of some sources, not universal ignorance. Witches were burned at Salem. In colonial New England, the condemned were hanged. Burning happened in parts of Europe. Same panic, different methods. Details matter. The Great Wall can be seen from space with the naked eye. Not really. It blends with the landscape. Many modern structures are easier to see from orbit. A catchy line. Repeated so often, it felt true. Climax. The biggest lie of all. That history is a finished book you just memorize. In reality, it's a living investigation. New digs change timelines. New translations change meanings. New tools, from DNA to satellite imaging, rewrite maps, line by line. The past isn't a statue. It's wet clay. How to spot the next lie before it spreads. 1. Beware stories that are too neat. Real events have loose ends. 2. Check who benefits. Myths often serve pride, politics, or profit. 3. Follow the evidence, not the meme. One strong artifact can outweigh 1,000 retweets. Summary: we didn't just find 5 myths, we found the machine that makes them. If you question tidy tales, read the footnotes, and allow the past to be complex, you'll see more clearly than most textbooks ever let you. Final CTA. If this helped you spot the difference between legend and reality, subscribe to Lies and Legends and join a community that keeps history honest, one busted myth at a time.